moments today to reflect on the gospel. Certainly gives us a lot of food for thought, but there are just three little points that I think can be helpful for us. And the first thought, very simply, is how the Jews immediately attacked Jesus by saying he casts out devils because he is a devil himself, basically. And it just made me reflect on the fact that I think very often in our lives, we slander one another. They slandered Jesus. You're able to do this good because you're a devil. They slandered him. And I think very often in our lives, we do the same things. I remember a number of years ago now, I was working in Ohio. And I guess I said something to someone, and so that someone decided that I was a very prejudiced person and spread that word, that I was prejudiced. And so I remember once being in a conversation with someone, and this person, who really didn't know me very well, went after the fact that I was prejudiced. And after they continued that for a while, I simply said, "Do you know what I do every single Saturday? Every single Saturday for 8 hours, I work with African American kids. Do you know what I do every single Wednesday for 4 hours? I work with African American kids. Do you know what I do every Friday night? I run a bowling alley for African American kids. You don't know anything about me, but you just have decided that I am prejudiced. And so you say it, and you say it to someone else, and you say it enough, and then people believe it." I think there's a lot of that goes on in our world today, by the way. A lot of that. We have to be careful of what we say about other people, because it can bring tremendous judgments that are not fair. And I think that's the first thing that the gospel says to us. We have to fight against slander. And when we hear something said, especially about someone we don't know, we have to say, "You have no right to say that," rather than allow the story to take place. Because as the story takes place, violence takes place. We're praying for peace. And so long as there is violent talk, there can be no peace. And the second thing that I think is so important in the gospel today is Jesus says very simply, the kingdom is present because you know why? I have healed this person, and the healing of this person is a sign of the presence of the kingdom of God. I am the kingdom of God. Jesus himself is the kingdom. And so Jesus is letting them know, you can say whatever you want, but the reality is, I have overcome the devil. I breached the walls, and the devil has no power. The kingdom of God, the sign of the kingdom of God, is Jesus overcoming the devil, curing the man that was possessed by the devil. And so I think that's the second point that we have to keep in our mind, that Jesus has overcome all of these things. And the kingdom of God is present with us, and Jesus himself is the kingdom. And finally, the last lines of the gospel. Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. See, Jesus never straddles the fence. It's either we're with him or we're not. We're either for Jesus or we're not for Jesus. But we can't have it both ways. And again, so often we want it both ways. We want it both ways. I want to say I'm with Jesus, but when I have to say I'm with Jesus, I keep quiet. And I don't let my voice be heard. And so Jesus says, it doesn't work that way. You can't have it both ways. You're either for me and for the kingdom, and you're working for me or for the kingdom, or you're not with me and you're working against me and you're working against the kingdom. And so we have to ask ourselves, do I try to straddle the fence? Am I really all for Jesus, or am I straddling the fence? I think today, my sisters and brothers, the gospel gives us a lot of food for our reflection. And Jesus tells us very clearly that a house divided against itself can't stand. And so, where do I stand? With Christ? With his church? Or am I separated from Christ and his church? God bless you.